Everyone. Myself and Pranana Chaudhary from AIB section, roll number AV.SC.U4AI23128, here to discuss the topic switch versus toggle in mobile application development. So today I will be discussing with you what exactly switch and toggle are. I will tell you the difference between them. I will tell you how their functionalities differ. I will tell you the common mistakes made regarding switch and toggle. And finally, I will show you what switch and toggle are through a code. So let's get into the topic. So what exactly are switches and toggles? Both controls are fundamentally used for representing binary choices, typically representing an on or off state. A switch is a slider-like UI element designed to mimic a physical light switch, clearly indicating state by its position and color. The term toggle can refer broadly to any control that flips between states, often manifesting as a button or a set of grouped options. While both handle two states, their intended application context significantly differs in professional user interface design. So, the differences between them: switches. Switches control overarching settings that affect the entire system or application as a whole. Toggles manage state that are specific to a particular screen or feature within the app. Examples of switches are Wi-Fi, turning off Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or enabling dark mode globally. So examples of toggle are filtering options or switching between different view modes, grid versus list. Design pitfall. Before I tell you the design pitfall, what exactly is a user interface pitfall? A user interface pitfall refers to a mistake made by user designer that frustrates the user. So the design pitfall is misusing a switch for purely contextual state can create unnecessary cognitive load and user confusion. So the visual and functional characteristics of switches. There are three of these: one, slider mechanism; two, immediate effect; three, clear labeling. Slider slider mechanism is visually characterized by movable handle, which is typically called as a knob, sliding along a defined track. Immediate effect is crucially the change of state takes effect immediately upon interaction, requiring no secondary confirmation button. Clear labeling is like, although the state is often visible, accompanying text labels or context are necessary. That is called as clear labeling. The common use case is managing core system features such as enabling Bluetooth connectivity or activating do not disturb mode in settings menu. Like when you use a phone, you drag down the top layer, right? We turn on data, we turn on user Wi-Fi, we turn on Bluetooth, we turn on airplane mode. Such is what is called a switch. Toggle buttons and group toggles. Now again, there are three: group selection, beyond binary, and visual feedback. Group selection refers to toggle buttons that are frequently used or represented in groups, allowing selection from a set of mutually exclusive options. Beyond binary refers to Beyond binary is something like, unlike an on and off switch, toggle selects between distinctively opposing options, even if the group size is only two. Visual feedback: the currently selected option is often highlighted distinctly to provide clear and instant feedback. These are the features of toggle buttons. So, when to use switches? Switches should be reversed for instantaneous and global settings changes that modify the state or behavior of an app. Used when the user expects the result of the change to be applied without delay or an apply button. Ideal for configurations that persist across different screens or sessions. Best for toggling a feature overall status, like enabling or disabling push notifications for the application. So when do we use toggle? Toggle buttons manage choices within a specific workflow, often acting as filter or a selector for a subset of data. For situations where a user must select one option from defined set, even if the set only contains two items, we can use toggle button. Toggles are also highly effective for quick filtering in search results where options are descriptive and opposing, such as price or rating order. Again, when switching between two different graphical representations of same data, we can also use toggle. As I said, pitfalls. What exactly are pitfall? I will repeat it. Pitfalls are user defined are mistakes committed by committed in user design that frustrate a user. So so those are: choosing the wrong control type introduces friction and violates established user interface patterns; using a switch to activate a filter that still requires a separate apply or submit button to take effect. Switch implies immediacy, so we cannot use switch in place of toggle button. Applying a switch to initiate a one-time action instead of controlling a persistent state is also one of the biggest user interface pitfalls. Designing a single switch where the off state is not simply disabled but represents a third opposing option. Here, all these represent the cases where toggle needs to be used, but switch is used, creating a problem. So these the correct usage of mobile app settings screen. I will show you. Switch enables notifications, instantaneous app-wide binary settings, like they come down and go. Toggle is a theme selection, mutually exclusive choice. Checkbox, multiple options are can be selected, like MSQs. So now I will show you through code how exactly they work. So this is the code for switch and toggle. So this in the main activity we are declaring first a switch. So this is the coding. So this is the coding part. In order to run any Java, in order to run any mobile application, we need to write two files. First is the main activity.kt and second is the activity.xml. So firstly, main activity.kt. In main activity.kt, we first import from Android. We import the switch, toggle button, and text view. This is to create the view you will see. So in the code, we'll first create a variable called switch Wi-Fi, then toggle Bluetooth and TV status. So these are the three variables we'll be creating. The switch Wi-Fi will show how a switch works. The toggle Bluetooth will show how a toggle button works, and the TV status will be the resultant, like the printing point of both these workers. Okay. So this first is a switch case. In switch, it will be a, as I said, binary. So when we click on it, it will give Wi-Fi is on, and if we click again, it will give Wi-Fi is off. Same thing goes with the toggle button also. If you click once, it will give Bluetooth is on. If you click another time, it will give Bluetooth is off. So in the activity XML, we first recreate the switches. We give its ID, similarly to toggle also, for text view also. Then we give the height and width, which is wrap content, which is as common. So first we'll set up the linear layout, which makes the buttons set in a linear way. Then we create the switch. Switch will be given the ID. This switch button is connected to this switch. Is connected to this switch through the ID. Same goes for the toggle button. Same goes for the toggle button. The toggle button is also connected through ID. Then comes the text view for the status part, as again with the ID. So we will execute. So we'll execute and we'll see the result of this coding and everything will be shown on an AVD, which is an Android virtual device. So it will take time and we will wait for the result. So as you can see, these are the cases. This is a switch, a binary. It's still loading. We'll wait for that. So here are the two buttons. First is the switch and this is a toggle. So when I click on a, as you can see, when I click on this switch, it shifts between the positions, and as you can see, based on the action we are performing here, the text is being changed. Similarly goes with the toggle button. The toggle button is also a binary, as I said, binary, and when we click on it, based on that, the text is also changing. So the conclusion I wanted to say was both are similarly looking and often confused upon buttons used in mobile application, and confusing between switch and toggle is what leads to a condition called user experience pitfall. Right. The UX pitfall, which implies that the u- the designs in the mistakes committed in user design that frustrate a user are called as user ex- user interface pitfalls. Thank you.